Welcome to the Halloween Marathon of 2022. Viewer discretion is advised.
We are now at the end of the marathon. I have talked about an RPG, 2D platformer, beat 'em up, a one-on-one fighting game, first-person survival adventure, and even 2 full-motion video game titles. No, Freddy, I haven't forgotten you. But there is one genre I have yet to cover, the asymmetric multiplayer genre. And this is where Dead by Daylight comes in. This title brought the horror theme to multiplayer gamers across all major consoles, Windows, and even Stadia. Wow, is that thing still around? This version you see here is being played on an Xbox One. The game takes place online with 5 players per match. 4 players take the role of survivors, while 1 player plays as the killer. Now, I'm not sure which game was the first horror asymmetrical multiplayer game, but Dead by Daylight hit all the right buttons in its concept. Execution? Well, let's get to that. The premise of the game is simple. If you are playing as one of the killers, you must hunt down and kill all the survivors within a specific amount of time. That time is determined by the survivors. If you play as one of them, you and 3 others will face off against the killer while trying to fix 5 of the 7 generators that are scattered around the map in order to open a gate that will allow you and other survivors to escape. You can select from up to 33 total survivors, each one of them with certain traits and perks. And perks are just special skills attributed to each survivor that can be used to help you out during the online matches. Each character starts with standard perks, which over time you could upgrade these perks via what the game calls the blood web, similar to something like the skills tree in the Diablo games. Survivors also include characters from the Resident Evil series and some famous Hollywood movies such as Laurie Strode from Halloween. While there are plenty of survivors to choose from, I think the real fun begins when you play as the killer. As of the making of this video, there are now 29 vicious bloodthirsty killers to choose from. You got some real sadistic and creepy looking designs to provide something for everyone out there, regardless of your taste in boogeyman and boogie women? Is that a thing? You got original characters such as the Doctor, the Wraith, or the Hag, and as the years went by, the studio started to integrate popular characters from other franchises, be it games or movies. Now you have Pyramid Head, Leatherface, Freddy Krueger, and even killer skins from anime. And speaking of skins, there are tons of them to choose from for the survivors. Not only can you customize their appearance, but their clothing and overall looks as well. And I'm gonna get to that in a bit. There are over 15 maps in the game. Each map has a specific look and design to it to match that of the killer that it's tied to. Some maps also have basements specifically designed to assist the killer, such as its location and close quarters, making it especially dangerous for survivors to traverse. However, the survivors can find very valuable items in these locations that can aid them in completing the map. My personal experience with this game was surprising to say the least. I have seen my son play this game for hours on end, but never once did I try it. However, the premise and the gameplay I found to be really interesting. A large selection of killers that spans across media platforms, pitted against a team of 4 for the right to survive or kill, sounded like a breath of fresh air to me in an age cluttered and overstacked with first-person shooters. I had quite a lot of fun playing this one as a survivor, more so than I did playing as one of the killers. I thought it was going to be the other way around. The teamwork needed to not only assist each other, but surviving while repairing the generators was an anxiety attack from the moment the match commenced. One of the most fun I had was right here as I was being chased by Ghostface, I think his name is, all across the map. That small rush of adrenaline as I ran for my life was the most fun I had playing a game in some time. It felt like the times when I watched a real scary film inside a dark theater as a kid, scared but fun nonetheless. Yeah, I'm sure all of you out there remember that feeling. This game brought out that feeling in me, and it was great, it was fun. And this is why we play game, folks. And you know what? I love it. Playing as the killer was a little bit more tricky for me. First, I realized that unlike when you play as a survivor, you play from a first-person perspective. That part took a little getting used to, since I feel you get a better visual of your surroundings from a third-person view, but I can understand as to why the developers decided to implement that style when playing as one of the killers. As you can see, I kind of suck playing as the killer. I feel as if you have to be more in tune with playing as one of them. And by that I mean you have to know their special abilities and how to use them when trying to make your kills, as well as compensate for their speed and weapon of choice. I wish I could have played as Freddy or Michael Myers, but they are locked behind a paywall. As I stated earlier, I would go over unlockable characters and other perks, so here we go. Costume, perks, and of course, characters, whether it be a survivor or killer, can be bought using different types of in-game currencies. Characters that are part of the game and not tied to a movie or another gaming franchise can be unlocked via auric cells, is that how you pronounce it? Or iridescent shards, and the shards can be collected simply by playing the game time and time again. I am not sure as to what ratio is used in accruing the shards, and I get conflicting info online from different sites, so I will only say this: be prepared to play the game a lot. If you want to unlock DLC packages and characters that are from movies or other franchises, then you're gonna have to pony up. The only way to unlock them is to buy these auric cells I spoke of from an online store. You can get 500 of them for $4.50 at the time of this video, and it goes up from there all the way up to the most expensive pack, which will cost you $90. Yeah, good for you. As of this video, there are no other ways to get these cells other than paying for them. However, unlockable character skins and other cosmetics can only be unlocked via cells. Rare costumes and such, whether they are for special characters or not, also require cells as the only payment method. The blood web tree upgrades can be used by paying with blood points. You will get these points as you play the game more and more, just like with the shards. And all that I just mentioned is still skimming the surface of everything that is incorporated into this game. There are many more options and DLC packages and other seasonal events that you can look into when playing this game. And if this title is something that might be up your alley, definitely look into it, because it gets very detailed and complicated for me to go over on a short video such as this. Graphics on this one gets a 9. The playable game has nice maps and lots of details in the maps that are tied to that specific killer in some instances. The character selection screen could use a bit more detail to them, as they feel as if they're being output on a CRT TV displaying a Nintendo 64 game. Lots of moody ambience and gore on each stage to either put you in a panic mode or make you feel right at home depending on what role you take. Gameplay gets a 9. You got tons of survivors and killers to choose from, as long as you have the pockets to satisfy your gaming needs on this title. There are tons of maps and I had lots of fun playing as a survivor. The rush that you get when being stalked or when you are hiding and hearing that heartbeat go faster and faster, that is what gaming is all about. The ability in choosing what role you want to take before each match is awesome and gives you the freedom of tackling the game on your terms. The ability to upgrade your characters via perks and purchases will keep you coming back for more down the road. Overall, this one gets a 10. No surprise there. You don't need to spend a ton of cash to have fun with this one. Tons of customizables and famous characters and killers are there though, if you do want to put your money into it. This title is a ton of fun to play, and the different creepy looking baddies in the game are a great reminder that scary can be fun, especially during this time of year. Dead by Daylight wraps up my Halloween gaming marathon of 2022. I would like to thank every viewer out there watching this. I hope you guys had tons of fun watching all these games and maybe along the way learned about a few new ones. I definitely have fun making these videos, and I got to play some games I have been meaning to try out for some time. And you know what? Somewhere along the way, I also found some good games. On behalf of myself, Freddy Krueger, and the Pumpkin King, we wish you all a safe, yet spooky and candy-filled Halloween. Keep watching, keep gaming, and as always, take care of yourselves. Freddy, it's over. The marathon is over. Here, I got you some herbal tea. Yeah, just a little bit of lemon, a drop of honey. You know, you really need to stop going into dreams, bro.